Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 23 of Wildwood Zoo. In today's video, I build the habitat for the red-necked wallaby from the Grasslands Animal Pack and the red kangaroo, which is from the Australia Pack. Um, this video has one of my favourite habitats, and it fills the annoying area in between the tropical area and the coastal Tasmania area. It mixes both Australian animals, well they're Australian, but like Tasmania animals, which is like the quokka Tasmanian devil, and the redneck wallaby. I'll share a little bit about that, but in the middle of the video. But the redneck wallaby is mostly found in Tasmania, whilst the red kangaroo is found on mainland Australia. But yeah, I hope you enjoy today's video, and I will be in the middle for some facts about these marsupials, and I'll say goodbye at the end and tell you what I'm going to do next episode. See ya, bye! So here I am again, and to start off with the fact part of the video, I'm going to start with the red-necked wallaby. I actually didn't struggle finding facts, it's just that none of the websites decided to work, so I did about 3 websites, combined some of the facts, and yeah, I'll start with it now. So, I think what people get confused with is why Planet Zoo called it the redneck wallaby, because it's most famously known as the Bennett wallaby. Um, they are quite common in zoos, but the swamp wallaby is also used, not used, common in zoos as well. Um, but yeah, the redneck wallabies not really in any conservation programs. They're pretty healthy in numbers. I think they're least concern in the IUCN, so you don't need to worry about that. But yeah, so the redneck wallaby, I'm going to call it the Bennett wallaby, is part of the macropod family, which is like its own species. I don't know if that's the fact of all the wallabies. I don't think it is. I think it's just like a marsupial, and that's just what macropod is. I actually don't know. What is a macropod? I think it's just a wallaby. Just think of it as that. But yeah, so if you know what a kangaroo and a wallaroo is, they're just a smaller version of that. If you don't know what a wallaroo is, that's just like I think it's the Indonesian kangaroos you see up there, by like Papua New Guinea and stuff like that. But yeah, so they're called the red-necked wallaby in the game because of their distinguished reddish coat on their shoulders. But yeah, so as I said at the start of the video, they are native to the Australia mainland, which is mostly the east coast, and they also live in Tasmania itself. Um, they live in habitats of like eucalyptus forest, coastal scrublands, and woodlands. So in the habitat you're seeing, I've done like this coastal habitat with a little bit of eucalyptus and a little bit tropical coastal scrubland sort of idea. But yeah, I like this habitat quite a lot. It's quite laggy now the area, so oh god, I hate lag. But yeah, it, the Regnet wallaby has actually been introduced to many areas, which you'd be quite surprised of. So it's been introduced to New Zealand, um, France, Ireland, and even the UK where I'm from, which is quite interesting. I don't know why. I think it's just because they eat a lot of plants, so they kind of like a lawnmower. But yeah, um, some facts about them is that they have very long ears, which can actually turn 180 degrees, each of them independently. So, like a owl can turn its head, the wallaby can turn its ears in both different directions, and it can control like whatever muscle they want in them. So as I said before, the main diet of this wallaby is mostly herbs and grasses. They are known to be like very good lawn mowers. Um, but yeah, they even feed on roots and like like ginger roots, like that sort of roots and bulbs. stuff like that in times of drought when there's no water about, because the plants have a lot of water sucked in them from the ground up. And that's actually how a lot of animals get their water, through their plants rather than drinking. Which is why I'm always thirsty because I don't drink that many. I don't eat that many plants. But yeah, they are most active at dusk and dawn, which means they are crepuscular, but they are also nocturnal as well. But yeah, so they mainly come out at nighttime sort of area. Um, and just like me, they're most active at dusk. Um, anyway, um, the main predators for the redneck wallaby is dingoes and wedge-tailed eagles. Yep, eagles, that's how small they are. Um, luckily in our zoo, there are no eagles. This is based in the Our zoo's based in the UK, so you don't have to worry about that. There's no eagles here. Well, you do have eagles, but not ones that could pick them up, or want to eat them anyway. But yeah, the redneck wallabies mating season changes on Tasmania, which is where our ones are from, I think. Yeah, they're from Tasmania. Um, yeah, so in Tasmania they will breed between the like January to July period, whereas the Australian sort of version one, they're the same species, they like go all year round. They don't really care. But yeah, the wallaby is always a nice animal. They are called alloparents, which means, well, alloparenting is the process of when an animal will just pick off its offspring. But they don't have to be related to their offspring. They'll just take care of the animal, um, like non-descendant young, which is quite cute and sweet. It's like a fostering program. But yeah, the redneck wallaby does live for a while. They can live up to 9 and 15 years, and in zoos they live up to about 5 years, but live up to 5 years. Really? Okay, I don't know that, but they live up to 5 years more in the captivity. I think that's what they're trying to say. But yeah, even though you think they hop along, they are actually quite swimming. And if you think about how a dog will swim in the water, it'll be just as effective as that. Um, so yeah, they're quite good swimmers. And luckily for them, as I said before, their population is steady. Right, so moving into the red kangaroo. Um, I haven't got any specific red kangaroo facts. I have struggled to find some, so I've just got some kangaroo facts. But yeah, so I'll just talk about kangaroo as I don't think they'll add any more kangaroos to the game. The red kangaroo just seems, well, they might add the tree kangaroo. If they don't add the tree kangaroo before they finish developing this game, I'm gonna cry. The tree kangaroo would be such a cool animal. But yeah, as I said before, you've got the wallaroos, which is just a different name of kangaroos that live in the New Guinea, and you've also got the ones in Australia. Also, the tree kangaroos live in Australia and New Guinea as well before you start. But yeah, they live for about 5 years in the wild, but they live up to 25 years in captivity. Obviously, yeah, their predators are quite obvious, I think. But yeah, they're also least concerned, so you don't have to worry about them. Um, there's tons of them in the world. I think they might be the most abundant. I don't know, but they have 42.8 million kangaroos in the commercial harvest areas of Australia, which is absolutely incredible. Um, the predators for the kangaroo are very, very similar to the wallaby. Obviously the human threat's always there, but yeah, it's just humans and dingoes. I don't think they get targeted by eagles, however. They're a bit bigger than that. Um, they might get predator. They might, it depends. I think the babies probably will, but not the adults. But yeah, so the red kangaroo specifically is the largest living marsupial in the world, and there are actually four different species of kangaroo. You've got the red kangaroo, the eastern grey kangaroo, the western grey kangaroo, and you've also got the antilopine kangaroo. Um, they are similar, but they look very different in sizes, colour, and where they live. But it's quite interesting. I like kangaroos. I have seen them before. I've seen swamp wallabies and red kangaroos. They're so cute, and I did see some joeys in their pouches. And my desktop screen was a kangaroo for a while. It was actually a western grey kangaroo I had on the beach, which is super duper cute. Um, but yeah, as you probably seen by kangaroos, they are an iconic symbol of Australia. Um, they're very looked upon, and if you go to Australia, which I haven't and don't plan to because I don't like spiders, they are very, very common. Um, like if you go to see a pigeon in my country, the UK, there'd be abundant as that in that country. They're very common. But yeah, they're probably iconic for their little hop, and this is used as a tool. Um, well, tool as in a weapon, and also to run or hop really fast. They can actually hop up to speeds of 43 miles per hour, and they can easily run at 25 miles per hour for however long they want. That's about the average speed. But yeah, the red kangaroos specifically are actually able to leap over 8 meters in a single large jump. So that is huge, 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 huge. So it's quite hard to contain these guys, which is why I put the windows near the start of the video, and the fences are quite high, and they live in the volcano, which is just a little funny thing. Um, the kangaroos are actually a significant source of resources in Australia. The actually kangaroo meat is considered to be healthy, and it's actually compared to like more meats like we eat, like beef and pork. And it's because kangaroo meat is lean and actually doesn't have a high fat concentration. Obviously their tail is like bad, but for the most part, kangaroo meat is banned in areas like California. But the indigenous people of Australia have to eat them. It's like a staple. Everyone will eat them. Not necessarily just thingy. There are some interesting facts about these animals as well, some different ones. Um, but I'll go, shall I say, let's go for one more. Okay, there we go. So the red kangaroo actually has teeth like elephants and manatees. Elephant and manatees are like different, but they're kind of like the same thing. Um, yeah, they just have teeth like them. They're actually rare to have them sort of teeth, and their jaw bones is the most different out of anything. Um, but it's quite funny because as we have one set of adult teeth, kangaroos and elephants have more because when they chew grass or when elephants eat trees, it's actually really harsh on their teeth. So kangaroos have actually evolved the ability to replace their teeth after they wear down. So they basically move forward and then fall out, and then the teeth will grow back, which would be handy. I'm surprised we haven't had that adaptation. But yeah, for the last fact, which I do have a couple more. I'll do two more. Go on then. I'll give you a treat. So another fact about the kangaroo is that they actually cannot walk backwards or hop backwards, and it's actually because of their feet is quite long and how they've adapted with their long tail to keep them upright and stuff like that. It's actually restricted them from moving backwards, so they have to go around in a circle. So if you end up going in a boxing match between one, if you go try and get behind it, it's going to have a hard time getting to you. Um, and because of its tail, you've got to be a little bit scary. But yeah, if you, funny enough, I just remembered a picture of the kangaroo staring up to this man and just like with his muscles because they're ridiculously strong. Anyway, for the last fact, a little bit thingy, but as I said with the wallabies, they are good swimmers, um, and if, let's say, a dog came up to it, um, they are actually known to drown their enemies. So they will pick up the dog, um, or not pick up the dog, kick the dog into a water source, and they can actually drown it if, like, at worst case scenario, they are quite horrible animals. So it's really sad. But yeah, there's not much conservation going from them, but they they are quite sadly affected by human impacts. Um, Actually, 9 from 10 animal vehicle collisions in Australia do involve kangaroos, so it is quite sad. Um, but yeah. Anyway, I'll pop in at the end of the video, and I'll see you then. Bye. Won't be a minute. Hello again, not long, but I will end the video here. This wasn't a long video. Um, I haven't sped it up. It took me not too long to build this habitat. Building an open habitat is easier than a little condensed one. But yeah, as I said at the start of the video, I will tell you what I'm doing next video. So, next video, you will see me build for the saltwater crocodile habitat, which is going to follow up. And I'm going to do, I don't know if you've seen it in the video, but off camera, before this video, I actually prepared all the aquatic habitats. So we'll be having 3 aquatic animals. We're going to be having the platypus, the little penguin, and the saltwater crocodile, which are all part of Oceania. And it's going to go saltwater crocodile after the cassowary, then it's going to go little penguin, then platypus. I'm not too sure about the platypus. I wanted the platypus the most, but I don't know if it will fit in the habitat well because they're quite small animals and they don't require much space and it's quite a big area. So we'll see. But anyway, I will see you on the next one. And if you could subscribe to this video, like this video, and subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate that very much. And yeah, I will see you on the next video. See you next time. Bye.